Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pioneer Field, the Niswonger Sports Complex here on the campus of Tusculum College in Greenville, Tennessee. This is Dom Donnelly. I'll be describing all the action of tonight's South Atlantic Conference women's soccer match between Tusculum College and Brevard College. We'll have the live play-by-play of tonight's match in approximately 7 minutes at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll have describing all the action of tonight's match. I'll have the starting lineups for you in just a little bit. But again, welcome to Pioneer Field and South Atlantic Conference women's soccer, Tusculum versus Brevard.
The South Atlantic Conference and its member institutions promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting tonight's participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pioneer Field for tonight's South Atlantic Conference women's soccer match between Tusculum College and Brevard College. Beautiful night for soccer here in Greenville. Clear conditions. Temperature at 72 degrees. Wind is coming out 6 miles per hour. A little bit dead right now, but great night for soccer. And if you're on campus, invite you to come over. If not, invite you to stay tuned with us for the next couple of hours as we'll bring you some NCAA Division II women's soccer. Tusculum College has been on a roll in its last 5 matches, Dave. They're currently riding a 3-match winning streak and have won 4-0-1 in their last 5 outings. They find themselves in sole possession of second place in the South Atlantic Conference standings with a 4-0-1 record with 13 points, or 2 points behind conference leader Catawba, who's sitting atop the league standings. They're 6-1-1 overall, are the Catawba Indians, 5-0-0 in league play. Catawba is in action tonight at Queens. And we'll also give you a result. Also, there's already been one match already played today. Newberry College posted I don't think it's a shocking result, but they knocked off Anderson, who was at 6-3 at the time and 3-2 in conference play. But they posted a 2-0 shutout. That was a team that the Pioneers had to go double overtime and got a match-winning goal on Sunday by Peyton DeHart in the second overtime period. They're facing a Brevard College squad coached by Juan Mascaro, who's also the athletic director at Brevard College. 3-6 overall on record. 0-5 are the Tornadoes. So we are about ready to get underway. In goal for the Pioneers, Mariah Martin. She's played every minute for the Pioneers this season, and she'll be making her 11th start between the pipes. 6-2-2 is her record with 4 shutouts and a 0.75 goals against average. She'll be facing Laurel Newsel, as Laurel will be making her 5th start of the season. She's got a 1.55 goals against average. So Tusculum and Brevard, we're underway here in the first half of action. Glad to have you with us from Pioneer Field. This is the 11th overall meeting and will probably be the last recorded meeting between the Pioneers and Brevard, as Brevard is reclassifying to the NCAA Division III level. Again, this is the 11th meeting between the two teams, a series that Tusculum has dominated. They are 8-2 overall, and in Greenville, they're 5-1. First meeting between these two schools was in 1991, which was a 3-0 win by the Tornadoes. Tusculum won last year's meeting 3-2 at Brevard. Brevard's last win in the series came in 2010. That was a 2-0 shutout victory by BC. So Tusculum and Brevard. Tusculum in the home white, Brevard in the road blacks, trimmed in blue. And I will say that Brevard does have some very, very clear numbers, so we should be able to describe the action for you tonight. Got some other scores from around the South Atlantic Conference of games that were played earlier today. We'll have that for you in just a moment. We already gave you one, the Newberry win over Anderson. Ball in the box as Mariah Martin comes up with it. We're a couple of minutes into action here from Pioneer Field. Again, glad to have you with us. Starting lineup for Tusculum. Joining Martin in the lineup will be Leah Clark, Cole McMillan, Cheyenne Upton, Katja Anderson, Olivia Kilgore, Lisa Garrison, Kelly McCulloch, Carly Thornburg, Carly Mill, and Sonia Baumert. So that's Carly Mill up top. Sends it back out to Thornberg. Thornburg making her moves. Goes wide to Upton. Upton sends it into the box. Finds Anderson. Just kind of caught her on the, looked like caught her on the shoulder, or maybe the side of the face, but Tusculum still with possession. And Tusculum trying to get off to a better start against Brevard. They did against Newberry. Again, they came out pretty strong in the first 10 minutes, but Newberry owned the pace of play for almost the whole remainder of the first half and part of the second. So Coach Mike Joy he's in his 20th season with the Pioneers, winningest coach in South Atlantic Conference and Tusculum College history. Anderson can't control it. Tusculum will still have possession. It's Baumert, the freshman from Germany, goes wide to Garrison. Garrison is trying to keep it in. Cross is intercepted by Newsel. Newsel with 18 saves this season, a save percentage of .783. Brevard opened the season red hot, won their first 3 matches of the season. Posted a shutout win over King. Also had shutout victories against Oglethorpe and Emory and Henry to open 3-0, but they come in today kind of limping, losing their last 6. Again, starting 0-5 in South Atlantic Conference play. There's a shot tipped away by Brevard. Comes back out top. Mavoli tried to make the move for Brevard, but now she has it back. She goes wide to Caroline David. David sends it out to Megan Shina. It'll be a throw-in for Brevard. Once again, glad to have you with us, watching here at TusculumPioneers.com on the Pioneer Sports Network. Glad to be back on the air. I'd like to thank Kevin Willis with our Department of Information Systems that had a little bit of a glitch in last night's men's soccer match where we were very apologetic we should not get that match on the air. But we are glad to be back on, and hopefully we will be staying on. We'll be going back indoors starting this weekend, as it'll be South Atlantic Conference volleyball returning to Tusculum College as the Pioneers will host Coker and 24th ranked Wingate this weekend. That's Garrison going into Mill. Mill tips it in for the goal. So goal by Carly Mill. And the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead with the 39-13 mark here in the first half.
Tusculum goals scored by number 24, Carly Mill. Assisted by number 19, Lisa Garrison.
So Mill picks up her second goal of the season. And amazingly enough, that's only the 4th player on the Tusculum roster that has 2 goals, and that's tied for the team lead. This is a team that it's a very balanced attack, and they're been very unselfish in regard to distributing who's scoring. So Carly Mill picks up her second goal of the season, and the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead over Brevard here in the early going as we are in the 8th minute of action from Pioneer Field. And for Garrison, she picks up her first assist of the season. Garrison did an outstanding job just keeping that ball in from going over the end line. Found Mill was able to one-touch it into the goal. Past Laura Newsill, and Tusculum takes the 1-0 lead. Again, it's been kind of tough for Brevard. Again, we talked about they started 0-5, but They have been in every game. They lost 1-0 at Lincoln Memorial, lost 2-1 to Coker, lost in overtime 1-0 at Anderson, lost 1-0 to Mars Hill, and just recently lost just 2-0 back in October the 1st again at Catawba. So this team has been very, very competitive. Again, started off the season very, very hot with 3 shutout wins against King, Oglethorpe, and Emory and Henry, but have just kind of hit some hard luck of late in regards of just cannot win those one goal matches, and they're down 1-0 now here early against Tusculum. And this is a Tusculum team that has not been putting the numbers up. In fact, the most goals they've scored this season was in the season opener, 3-0 win over Concord. In their last 5 matches, they posted a 2-1 win over Queens in the conference opener. Scored 2 late goals against Lenore Ryan to get a 2-2 draw. Then won 2 Lincoln Memorial, 1-0 at Anderson, and then Sunday's 1-0 double overtime win against Newberry. Long blast that will go wide for Anderson, and it'll be a goal kick for Brevard. It's a Tusculum offense has put up 15 goals in their first 11 matches, including tonight. But again, making the most of it. And again, even distribution. You look at Olivia Kilgore, she's the leading point. She's the point leader with the Pioneers with 1 goal and 5 assists for 7 points. But then you got Anderson with 2 goals, Thornburg with 2 goals, Ellie Tomasoni with 2 goals, and now Carly Mill with 2 goals. So the Pioneers are leading 1-0. And Carly Mill's goal coming in the 6th minute at the 5:47 mark of the contest. It's Ashley Mavoli. She's dispossessed, and Cheyenne Upton comes up with it. Off to Anderson. Now go off Brevard's Alyssa Boyes, senior from Leonardtown, Maryland. And Juan Mascaro was been a long-time head coach of the men's program for Brevard. He's now taking over the women's program. We'll have the Brevard men here at Pioneer Field next Wednesday night. That match will be at 6 o'clock. That time was announced today. The women's match that was originally scheduled, it was a non-conference contest against Anderson University. It's going to be just an in-region game. That has been canceled and will not be rescheduled. So, dangerous ball for Tusculum. They are still in place, as Upton will get back on side. But again, the match against Anderson next Wednesday has been canceled due to some requests by Anderson in regards to maybe missing some class time. So that match will not be remade. So Tusculum will be down a match in that aspect. But the men's match against Brevard, which was originally scheduled for 7:30, will now be played at 6 o'clock. And we'll have it for you here on the Pioneer Sports Network, 6 o'clock Eastern Time here at Pioneer Field. Tusculum and Brevard men. The Tusculum men and women will be in a doubleheader action this weekend. That's a dangerous ball in the box that goes all the way through, and countering the other way will be Brevard. Megan Shina unable to maintain control, and it'll be a throw-in for Tusculum. Again, that doubleheader against Coker is scheduled for this weekend. Still scheduled for Hartsville. Just kind of waiting to see what the weather's going to be like with Hurricane Matthew making landfall, currently down in the Caribbean, and just see which way it's going to be heading. I know it's going to, all the forecasts are showing it's going to be hitting Florida, but where it hits from there, some forecast keeps changing, and now it seems like the storm is going to be heading more east than they thought. So. But everything is still on schedule. We invite you to follow us on our social media platforms and also at TusculumPioneers.com, as we will keep you updated on any of the schedules in regards to where and when that matches, or if those matches will be played, and we'll keep you posted. And that's not just with soccer, but also with our other 16 sports and also our 17 18 sport, which will be added next year with the addition of men's and women's track and field. Corner kick by Kilgore into the box, trying to find Balmert. But here comes Brevard on the quick counter. That's Carolyn David. David hands it off to Mariskova. Sends it in wide, trying to find the head of Mavoli. Mavoli tips it. Gets it towards the goal. Not sure if they'll count that as a shot or not, but not a lot on it. But Mariah Martin will gather it in. And we'll head back the other way. And it looks like it'll be a throw-in for Brevard. Again, we're early going here in the match. In the 15th minute, Tusculum leading 1-0 on a goal by Carly Mill. Her second of the season, assisted by Lisa Garrison. In earlier action today, it was Wingate defeating Coker 1-0. It was Norrine over Mars Hill 3-1. And Carson Newman blanked King in a non-conference match. That's tipped away, and there'll be a goal kick for Tusculum. And starting later tonight, in about 15 minutes, it'll be Catawba at Queens. So with the win by Wingate, that'll move them up to 12 points. That'll move them up the ladder a little bit, as Lenoir will also move up, as well as Carson Newman. With the win, Carson Newman actually moves into a tie for first place with Catawba. Carson Newman lost over the weekend at 1-0. Last week, a 1-0 loss to Lenore Ryan. So right now the Pioneers find themselves in sole possession of third place after that win by Carson Newman. But if Tusculum can get a result of any kind tonight, a tie or a win, preferably a win, they will move ahead of the Eagles. Of course, those two teams will meet later this month over in Jefferson City. Here comes Garrison on the far side. Sends it to the middle, is intercepted. Kicked away, and it'll be a throw-in for TC. After tonight, the Pioneers will not be back home until next Friday night on October 14th, as Tusculum will be hosting Mars Hill. That will be a 5 o'clock kickoff. Very rare Friday night tilt. Be the first match of a women's and men's doubleheader. The men will be playing Mars Hill at 7:30. Tipped away. Mill trying to get her second goal, but coming off her line will be Newsel. So Tusculum men are off to a 10-0 start, 10th in the country. 10-0 start matches the best start in program history, matching the 1992 squad. And they'll be going for win number 11 this weekend against Coker. Intercepted by Tusculum. That's Anderson. Anderson trying to get to Upton. Finds, looks like Baumert, but Baumert's shot is just didn't get a lot on it. And is just picked up easily by Newsel. She'll kick it away, but once again, back comes Tusculum, maintaining possession. There's Scova. Sends it back to Newsel. Boyce sends it wide. Trying to find Ashley Hughes, but just a little bit too much boot. It'll be a goal kick for Tusculum, and the Pioneers are bringing a couple of subs early in going here. Maddie Vossen coming in for TC, as is, looks like Carly Culler. No, excuse me, Rachel Roberts, number 25. So Roberts, a hero of the Lenore-Ryan match, scoring in the last minute in regulation to send that match into double overtime. Tusculum rally from a 2-0 deficit against the Bears to win 2-2 and get a result out of that, what looked like it was going to be a loss to Lenore-Ryan. And we talked about Tusculum being on the road at Coker. Brevard will be back in action this weekend when they host Wingate. That'll be a 5 o'clock kick from the brand new soccer and lacrosse complex on the BC campus. Seen pictures, brand new turf surface facility. Now has lights as well, so very nice facility that the Tornadoes have put together there in western North Carolina. They'll be joining the Division III USA South Athletic Conference. Made the announcement last year that they will be going Division III. This will be their last season in the South Atlantic Conference. Been a very fine member of the league. We personally developed many friendships with so many of the great staff over at Brevard. One of which, of course, is our current basketball coach at Tusculum, Mike Jones, who was the long time and winningest basketball coach in that program's basketball history. And the aforementioned Juan Mascaro has been a long-time men's soccer coach. Now coaching the women's program and also doing double duty, serving as the director of athletics. Again, Tusculum leading 1-0 on the Carly Mill goal. About 22 and a half minutes remaining in the first half of play from Pioneer Field here in Greenville, Tennessee. Again, a beautiful night for soccer. So if you're on campus or in the Greenville area, or if you're watching, please, we invite you to come over to the game. Admission's free. Lots of great seats. If you're a member of the Pioneer Club, we invite you to come up to the President's Box. They have a nice little social going on next door to our broadcast location. So also, if you'd like to be a member of the Pioneer Club, I invite you to visit our website, TusculumPioneers.com, or give a call to our Director of Athletic Development, Blake Cantrell. Glad to tell you about the many levels and perks of joining the Pioneer Club to help Tusculum College athletics and the many student athletes that we have here at Tennessee's most historic college. That's Kilgore. Thornberry trying to send a through ball over to Roberts, but just a little bit too far as Brevard comes up with possession. Here in the early going, Tusculum outshooting Brevard 3-1. That's DeHart, the hero of Sunday's match. That will go out of play. Got a player looking. So it'll be a foul against Brevard, and so it'll be a free kick from about 31 yards away. We're in the first half from Pioneer Field, 20 minutes remaining in the half. But Tusculum leading 1-0. Kilgore sends it in on goal. Dangerous ball, still loose, headed by Thornberry. That's blocked. Shot by McCullough way too high. She tried to one-time that one, but just bounced a little bit too high off the turf and unable to make the play is McCullough. She had a really good shot at it, but a lot of traffic to go through. But Carly Thornberry gets the header, and that is blocked. Could not see the player. Was not the goalkeeper making the stop in Musel, but one of her defensive teammates makes a play and keeps this a 1-0 game. Wide to Haley Klages, who's in the lineup. Tusculum also looks like they're going to be adding another sub here in a few moments. Be a throw-in for Brevard. Klages wide, sends it to DeHart. DeHart, nice little one-touch, a little give and go, but that will be intercepted by Brevard. That's Carolyn David. Trying to get it to Ashley Mavoli. Mavoli is chased down by McCullough. McCullough to Klages, and Klages will get it to DeHart. DeHart gives it to Ellie Thomasoni. Balmert sends it long, but that will be hauled in by Tusculum. McMillan. Long kick. That gets Slurry with the goalie, but that will be wide, so unable to control it is Newsill. It'll be a corner kick for TC. Their second of the match. And we'll have subs coming in for both teams. That'll be Carly Thornbear coming in, the sophomore from Alamance County, North Carolina. And entering the Brevard lineup will be Cassidy Hunsacker, the freshman from Charlotte. So here's a free kick from Kilgore. Head away. We'll go across midfield, and the Pioneers will go ahead and reset. And it's Color trying to find Clagus. That'll be kicked away by Brevard and be a very acrobatic throw-in, as I'm sure we will see. Long into the box is Color. That'll be kicked away, and McMillan gets it back to Kilgore and back to McMillan. Nice crowd on hand tonight for tonight's South Atlantic Conference soccer match between Tusculum and Brevard. In the 11th overall meeting between these two schools. Tusculum leading that series 8-2, a series that began these two teams met in the program's first season of existence in 1991. Second year existence in 1991. That was a 3-0 win for the Tornadoes. Then Brevard would have to wait until 2010 before they posted their next win against TC, and that was a 2-0 victory over the Pioneers. Into the shot, missed wide. Looks like Roberts. So Rachel Roberts looking for her second goal of the season. Try to tack on to this 1-0 lead. Just missing wide right. Kilgore splits the defense up to Thornbear. Roberts is dispossessed. Pioneers get the turnover. Color taps it to Clagus. Clagus still on side. She is still on. And she'll win a throw-in. Down by the near side corner. So the throw-in by Color. And able to gather it in. Stolen away by McCalla. That's Clagus for Tusculum. She battles Sydney Linsowitz. Thornberry, that's deflected out by Anita Miraskova. Another whistle and another sub for Tusculum. Be Alex Valeri making her way into the lineup. Put together some quality minutes against Newberry. Had a very nice shot on goal. Under 12 and a half minutes here in the first half of a 1-0 game with Tusculum leading on the Carly Mill goal in the 6th minute. Valeri going to be whistled for the, I'll say the handball, but the flag was up, so offsides against Tusculum. First offsides in the match for either team. Tusculum out shooting the Tornadoes now by a 7-1 margin. 2-0 on shots on goal. Pioneers lead 2-0 in corners. There's only been 2 fouls called tonight. Very clean game. Carly Thornberry gets it to Ellie Tomasoni. Tomasoni gets it to Klagas, who finds McCalla. McCalla sends it in. Out wide. The Pines will reset. To Hart. Unable to maintain possession, but Tusculum with the ball. Klagas. It'll be a throw-in for TC. Just under 11 minutes remaining here in the first half. Pioneers playing their 7th home match of the season. Currently at 4-1-1 at home. The one tie was against Lenore Ryan. The one loss against West Georgia in the second match of the third match of the season. No, that's all right. Second match of the year. And the opening weekend. Again, the top 8 teams in the South Atlantic Conference standings at the end of the regular season will advance to the South Atlantic Conference tournament. Top 4 seeds will host the first rounds of the quarterfinals. Tusculum trying to be one of those 4 teams and trying to battle for a conference championship. Which the Pioneers have won 4. South Atlantic Conference champions in 2000, 2001, 2003, and 2005. Correction, conference champions in South Atlantic Conference champions in 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2004. The aforementioned years as their South Atlantic Conference tournament championships. In the quarterfinals, we played at campus sites, and in the semifinals and finals, we played at Manchester Meadows and Rock Hill, South Carolina next month. Tusculum so far looking in good shape to qualify for the postseason. Tusculum, despite winning last week, dropped a spot in the NSCAA South Region rankings as they dropped to 9th. As we always say, that will come out in the wash, and as we always say, that poll doesn't mean anything in regards to postseason play. Those will be coming up a little bit later this month with the announcement of the NCAA Division II official rankings. again, 6-2-2. Those two losses coming at home against West Georgia and on the road at Alabama, Huntsville. Down goes Color, but she bounces right back. 7.5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Tusculum leading 1-0. Thanks to Carly Mills' second goal of the season. Long kick by Kilgore. Tomasoni gathers it in. Bicycle kicked, but they're going to call her for off. Looks like they're going to call, is that Klages, I believe, offside? Yes, it was Klages. Have to see the replay in regards to where she was at, but that did look a little very quick on the ball. So the linesman was right there, so he had to flag up immediately. As Color tried to bicycle kick that one in. And we've got a player for Brevard that went down, and we kind of heard the scream go up a little bit, and hopefully she is all right. That's Anita Mariskova. It seems to be she's moving along very well, so it'll set up a free kick from 40 yards out for the Tornadoes. Trailing 1-0 with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Long kick that will just go wide right, wide left, excuse me. I believe that was a shot. So if it is credited as a shot, that will be the second of the match. And it is. Mariah Martin has started every minute for Tusculum this season. Again with 4 shutouts. Three of those coming in the last 3 matches. String that began with a 2-0 win at Lincoln Memorial back on the 21st of September. Then a very gritty and gutty 1-0 win over at Anderson. And then the double overtime win Sunday against Newberry. And they'll be facing a Coker squad that's coming fresh off a very, very tough 1-0 loss at Wingate this afternoon. Color sends that very, very wide. A little bit harder than she thought, but that is chased down. So Kilgore will set it back up from midfield. Tusculum trying to add to this 1-0 lead. A game where they are out shooting Brevard by a 7-2 margin. That'll be a foul as DeHart was knocked down to the deck by Lissa Boyce. So it'll be a long free kick here by Olivia Kilgore. The team leader in assists this season with 5, giving her a team leading 7 points on the season. Trying to find some pioneers at the top of the arc. Vossen, wide. It's over to Kelly McCullough. That goes over to Klages. Klages back to Kelly. Kelly sends it in. Trying to find loose ball still in the box. Now will be kicked away as Tomasoni was her intended target. Just a little bit too high for the sophomore from Ohio. But the Pioneers will once again maintain possession. We're approaching 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Again, it's a game that has been dominated by Tusculum, but Brevard is just one play away from getting the equalizer and heading into the locker room feeling pretty good. It was a long kick by Hughes. Had good pace on it, but just a little wide. 1 minute, 45 seconds remaining here in the first half of a 1-0 game. Tusculum on top, winners of their last 3, and on a 4-0 record in their last 5. Nice blast by Mariskova as Martin hauls that in.
One minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Linsowitz sends it long down the line to David. David is dispossessed. And back come the Pioneers. But that pass is intercepted by McMillan, and here come the Tornado with less than 40 seconds remaining. That's McCullough for TC. Back to McMillan. Over to Kilgore. Sends it back to McMillan. Trying to keep it from going out, and she does, but Brevard will maintain possession. 20 seconds remaining. Dangerous ball. That will get to Martin, and that will most likely be the end of the first half as we're 10 seconds and less.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We've reached halftime. Your score at the half, Tusculum 1, Brevard nothing. We'll be back in about 15 minutes after this brief intermission. Again, your score at the half, Tusculum 1, Brevard nothing. This is Tusculum Women's Soccer on the Pioneer Sports Network. Hi, everybody. We're back at Pioneer Field on the campus of Tusculum College and the Niswonger Sports Complex. About ready to begin the second half of play between Tusculum and Brevard. Tusculum leading 1-0 on a goal by Carly Mill, her second of the season, coming at the 5:47 mark of the half. Tusculum dominated the possession of this first half, outshooting Brevard by a 7-1 margin for most of the half, but Brevard got off 3 shots later in the period. With only one of those 4 shots getting on frame. Getting the goal by Carly Miller, second of the season, assisted by Lisa Garrison. Again, we talked about the Pioneers, spreading the wealth among goals, but again, 7 shots taken by 7 different players. Katja Anderson, Olivia Kilgore, Kelly McCullough, Carly Thornberry, Carly Mill, Sonia Balmert, and also Rachel Roberts. So, Brad Owen, our official in the middle, has blown the whistle to get the teams back onto the pitch, ready to go, and we'll begin this second half in just a few moments. Again, Tusculum leading 1-0. Currently in third place in the South Atlantic Conference standings with a 4-0 record with 13 points. Carcinum and Catawba tied for the lead with 15 points currently. Catawba in action right now as they are at Queens. Do not have a score from Charlotte. We will check on that for you as the half begins, and the second half is now underway. Again, Tusculum in their home whites, Brevard in the road blacks. We switch ends, and here comes Brevard. Long shot trying to equalize this thing is Anita Mariskova. That will go high and wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Tusculum. Again, Brevard taking 4 shots in that first half. Again, we said 3 of those coming pretty much in the last 5 minutes. Shot each by Ashley Mavoli, Anita Mariskova, Kathleen Gant, and Ashley Hughes. The only shot on goal was by Anita Mariskova. Kicked is taken away by Brevard, and it'll be a throw in for the Tornadoes. If Catawba can get a result, they will move back into sole possession of first place. If this score holds, Tusculum will get to 16 points, and they could move back into second place, or if Catawba lost tonight to Queens, can move into sole possession of first place. A very low kick by Kilgore, a little bit uncharacteristic by her. But Tusculum still with possession. Looks like it's the original starting 11 for Mike Joy's ball club. Back on the pitch here to start the second half. Getting to Tusculum College, you come to play here, you're going to play. Pioneers use a lot of numbers and a lot of bodies in this lineup. Kicked by Brevard, but intercepted by Tusculum's Leah Clark. McMillan, Garrison who tips it, finds Anderson wide. Anderson heads back to the middle, sends it to the box, but not a lot of pace on that one. And that'll be intercepted by Brevard, and back come the Tornadoes. Nice little tip pass over to Mariskova. Memory cards are good, aren't they? We're just underway in the second half. About 3 minutes in, Tusculum's leading 1-0 over Brevard. Second goal of the season by Carly Mill. Coming in the 6th minute. Again, a Brevard club that started this season 3-0 with 3 shutout wins over Emory and Henry, Oglethorpe, and King University. Here come the Pioneers. That's Mill who's still onside, but she will be dispossessed by Lensowitz. Kicked out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for TC. Outside the box. Thornberry back out front. To the far side. Baumer, but she is dispossessed, but a low pass that's intercepted by Clark. McMillan will set it up a little too far, a little too much pace for Baumert. And they will send that wide and back deep into the Brevard zone, and Tusculum will reset. But that's turned over by Kilgore, very uncharacteristic. Here's a shot and saved by Martin. So an uncharacteristic turnover by Olivia Kilgore. Caroline David came up, and she was ready to fire, took about 3 dribbles and put that one on frame, and Martin keeps this a 1-0 game with her second save of the match. So some uncharacteristic sloppy play by the defensive backfield for Tusculum. Mill on the far side. And back comes Brevard. And you can kind of feel the momentum shifting. And the Pioneers still out shooting Brevard, but Tusculum, which dominated the possession for almost the entire first half, kind of let it slip a little bit as Brevard has stepped up their attack. And they post the best scoring chance for Caroline David's shot from about 10 yards out in the box, only to be saved by Martin. We approach the 55th minute of tonight's match with Tusculum leading 1-0. Here comes Garrison. Still onside, but Brevard maintains possession, but they will kick that away. They'll be stopped by the head coach, Juan Mascaro, and back comes Tusculum quickly. Cheyenne Upton, edge of the box, trying to find Garrison. That will be headed away by Brevard. No, that will actually say that hit off Garrison, so that will be a goal kick for the Tornadoes. Be a foul against Brevard. Low fouls in this game. There were only 5 in the first half. Brevard with 4 of those. Tusculum with 1. And Brevard was many times champion of the Sack Fair Play Award. That's usually that goes to the team with the fewest amount of cautions and yards of card accumulation. Here's a nice through ball over to Garrison. Sends it wide, looking to hit it in. And she will win a corner kick. So it'll be a corner kick for Tusculum. Livy Kilgore will be taking it for TC. Kilgore earlier in the year scored off a corner kick, that coming against Concord. Low line driver. Chip back out to Kilgore, and then we'll set it back up again as everybody gets back on side. Trying to find the head of Cheyenne Upton. She finds it, but just a little bit high off the mark. Off the cranium and over the goal post, and be a goal kick for the Tornadoes. Trying to find a score for you from Catawba and Queens reversed their doubleheader. The men played first. There's a chip that went wide, a dangerous shot in regards to Tusculum. So that goes a little bit off the mark. So don't see anything on the, do not see a thing on the social media platform in regards to score of that Brevard Queens match. I mean, that Catawba Queens match, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Anderson with a shot, but right on target to the goalkeeper, Laura Nuzil. So Nuzil makes the save. Her second of the match. Only 4 shots on goal combined by the two teams. Only one that's found its mark, and that was the goal by Carly Mill in the 6th minute. Baumert through ball. Off the melon of Mill. Got a first half score from Charlotte, and it is good news. Queens is leading Catawba 1-0. Must have got that second match late, as they are 14:38 and the 14:38 mark of the half. But Queens has taken the lead on Catawba. And if these two results stay the same, Tusculum could find itself in first place all by themselves in the South Atlantic Conference. But it's very early going in Charlotte. Again, a long shot by TC. It'll be hauled in by Newsell as Sonia Balmer takes a blast from about 41 yards out. Balmer has a goal in her young freshman career. A match winner. Assist on a long free kick by Olivia Kilgore. So the Pioneers put some fresh legs. The second group comes in. Rachel Roberts, Ellie Tomasoni, Maddie Vossen, and a few others in for Tusculum. That's wide, dangerous position, but that goes to Roberts, and it'll be give and go to Roberts wide. That is from DeHart into the box. Loose ball. DeHart comes up with it somehow. Way outside to Thornberry. Over to Haley Clagus. Clagus still on the line. Throws it to the middle. Nobody there but black shirts. But Tusculum comes up with a loose ball. DeHart gets off a shot, but that is blocked. High into the air. McMillan with possession off the Vossen, but a errant pass, and that would be kicked downfield by Brevard, and Tusculum will gather it in and set it up. Here's a long kick. Kilgore with the move. Again, had a dangerous turnover earlier here in the half that Carolyn David got the best scoring opportunity off for the Tornadoes today, which was saved by Martin. A little over 27 minutes remaining in the second half. Tusculum still leading 1-0. That through ball trying to find DeHart, but that was stopped at the very last minute by Brevard. They will just kick it downfield and be a throw in deep in the BC zone. Yeah, most of this match has been played in either the middle of the field or the attacking third for Tusculum. But of late, Brevard has been taking its few opportunities and trying to cash in. Have looked good on most of them. Come away with 5 shots. Here come the Pioneers. Sending it wide, but just a little bit too much pace, but unable to control it is Brevard, and it'll be a throw-in for Tusculum. Kalick throws it into Clagus. Stays in. Sends it into the box, and that will be kicked away by Brevard. Subs coming in for Tusculum. That's Carly Culler in for Brevard. Will be Hunter Denny making her first appearance. Juan Mascaro only made one sub in the first half. Cassidy Hunsacker came off the bench. She replaced Ashley Mavoli. For the rest of the Tornadoes, they've pretty much gone the distance. And you look at this 0-5-0 record by Brevard, very deceiving. So all those matches were decided by one goal. Again, this is a team that got off to a hot start. Jumped out to a 3-0 record. One of their best starts in recent memory, and got into the meat of the conference schedule and just been very, very hard luck in regard to getting goals in. That's headed off to the side. Dangerous ball. And they'll win a corner kick. That'll be the first corner kick of the night for the Tornadoes. Long into the box. Martin unable to come up with the ball, but they're going to call a foul, and it will be against Brevard. I believe I didn't see who the player was that fouled, but I think I saw the player that was fouled, and I believe that was goalkeeper Mariah Martin. So I'd say it looks like she played that. I thought she played that wrong, but I believe the reason why was because she was given a pretty healthy shove. So it'll be a goal kick for Tusculum, leading 1-0. Over 23 minutes remaining in regulation. Both these teams will be in action this weekend. Both on Saturday they're scheduled. Brevard will be hosting Wingate, while Tusculum will be at Coker as of now. They're going to be, the administrations of both schools at Coker and Tusculum are going to be talking tomorrow morning. Just checking the forecast, see what Hurricane Matthew is up to. From what I've heard before kickoff tonight, the forecast was getting better for the Carolinas. It's still going to be a lot of rain, a lot of wind. Here's a long shot that just crows over the top of the crossbar. So a free kick from some long distance by Ashley Hughes. Just goes over the crossbar. 22 minutes and counting here in the second half. That's Ellie Tomasoni. Ellie's whose sister, sophomore Katie Tomasoni, star on the Tusculum women's golf team, who posted a sixth-place team finish at the Myrtle Beach Intercollegiate over in Sunset Beach, North Carolina. In that 17-team tournament field. Been a good showing so far early for Bob Dibble's women's team. Won their first two tournaments. Went to Etowah Intercollegiate, hosted by Brevard at Etowah Valley Golf Club, just outside of Brevard. And then Tusculum won the TC Fall Classic over at Link Hills in convincing fashion. Did a nice sixth-place finish, so good start for the Pioneers. They'll be in action Monday and Tuesday at the Patsy Rendelman Invitational at in Salisbury. Tusculum men return to action on Monday and Tuesday. They'll be at the State Farm Intercollegiate in Tazewell, Tennessee, hosted by Lincoln Memorial. Well, foul on Brevard. It will be a free kick for Tusculum from at least 45 yards. Probably call it 48. Long, low kick. And here come the Tornadoes. The Tusculum comes back. Tomasoni into Color. Color trying to give back to DeHart, but that's intercepted. But a turnover by Brevard and Thornbear. Thornbear sends it wide to Vossen. Here to the near side. Unable to maintain possession. Over to Kilgore, back to McMillan. 19 and a half minutes remaining. Tusculum leading 1-0. Tusculum 6-2-2 have gone 4-0-1 in their last 5 matches. Again, this is the 11th meeting between Tusculum and Brevard. Here comes Color. Color intercepted. Here comes Brevard on the counter. Mariskova. Trying to go wide to David. Good pace ball by Color. So they'll not be able to control by Tusculum, but the Pioneers will keep it deep and win the throw-in. Color will get a dry soccer ball and will. Not sure where she learned this move, but it's very, very dynamic and throws it up a little bit too high. Didn't get all the way to the box like it usually does, but DeHart with possession. DeHart wide to Color. Left foot kick is blocked. A foot race. Kicked out by Brevard, but McMillan will intercept back to Kilgore, and Tusculum will set it up again. On through ball to Klages. Klages will go out of play and over to the touchline. It'll be a throw-in for TC. And these two teams first met in the 1991 season. Pioneers have won the last 5 meetings against Brevard. Brevard's last win coming in 2010. Throw in by Color. Loose ball. Still. And it'll be a foul against Tusculum. It'll be a free kick. .16:30 remaining in the second half. DeHart have some numbers. Color waiting for some help. There's Tomasoni. Tomasoni gets to Klages. She's onside, but she will collide with the keeper. Great play coming off her line is Laura Newsill. So Newsill comes up with the stop. Not a shot, but a very big play to keep this 1-0 with 16 minutes remaining in the second half. So Tusculum, with arguably their best opportunity in this half. Kilgore to McCullough to the far side. Here comes the Pioneers. They've got some numbers, waiting for the numbers to catch up. Here they come. Into the attacking third comes the Pioneers. Wide to Roberts. Give and go from DeHart, trying to find Roberts, but unable to find a soft spot on the boot. Kilgore's kick is deflected. Thornbear is thrown to the turf, and there'll be a foul on the play there by Mariskova. "14 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the half." High kick. Culler trying to find Tomasoni. That would be a foul on Tusculum. Ellie Tomasoni. He'll give and go. Here comes Tomasoni. Goes to the middle to DeHart. DeHart goes to Roberts. Roberts one times it wide and a little too far. And if she could have got a shot off, if she probably saw the coming in was Klages from the far side. She was onside and would have been in. Well, I take that back. No, they're calling that offside. So Klages was the player offside. So that is what they're going to call there. So offsides against Tusculum. Did not see the far flag up, but as open as Klages looked, that was probably a good call. Not saying that Klages can't get open. Very, very talented player for the Pioneers. Klages, a senior from Franklin, Tennessee, just outside Nashville, graduate from Centennial High School. Started her collegiate career at Division I UT Martin. Foul against Brevard now. Set up a free kick from a dangerous position. Danger if you're Brevard. We're under 12 minutes remaining in this second half. Pioneers are ahead 1-0. They have reached halftime in Charlotte. Queens leading Catawba 1-0. Long kick. Free, and Nuzo will gather it in. So two of the top conference teams are locked in 1-0 games. Here's a long ball to Brevard. Scoring opportunity coming up here. Back out to Shina. Shina sends it wide to Perry. Back to Shina. Anderson gets it out of danger. Over to Cheyenne Upton. Upton locked in a battle, and that will be, say, a 50-50 foul, and they'll call that one on Upton. And we're talking about two of the top teams in the league locked in 1-0 games. Tusculum here locked in a 1-0 lead here in the second half against Brevard with a little over 10 minutes remaining. And conference frontrunner Catawba down 1-0 after 45 minutes of play in Charlotte, taking on the Queens Royals. A long free kick into the box. This could be trouble. Brevard still with the ball, but Pioneers come away with it, and here comes Tusculum on the counter. That's Upton. Upton guarded by Mariskova. Mill is tripped by Mariskova. And it'll be a free kick for TC. So under 10 minutes remaining, actually approaching the 9-minute mark. Kilgore going for the goal. High kick, knocked out of bounds by the goalkeeper. About to say we had one. The middle referee was saying it was a corner initially. The linesman said it was going to be a goal kick, and they go with the goal kick, and I believe that is the proper call because I believe that was. It was either going to be off the Tusculum player or it would have been a foul against the Tusculum player. So it will be a goal kick. We'll have a sub for Brevard. Anderson. Send it back out over to Klagas. That's intercepted, and here comes Brevard, but just briefly as they're unable to maintain the possession. Kala, here comes Alex Valeri. Thornbear goes wide to Valeri. Valeri, and they're letting him play on. Thornbear, high chip wide. The referee was going to call the foul, but he let play continue. With the Tusculum had the advantage and got a pretty good shot off by Thornbear, but just a little high, a little wide. Here with just a little over 7 minutes remaining in the second half. High bounce over the Brevard player's head. Here comes TC. That's going to be a handball against Tusculum. As the kick went off the, looked like Vossen, I believe. No, that's Baumert. So Sonia whistled for the infraction, the freshman from Frankfurt, Germany. Well, right now, Carly Mills goal in the 6th minute, the only scoring of the match so far. Tusculum trying to get this insurance goal, while Brevard looking for the equalizer to send this one to extra time. Here comes Mill for TC. A long shot. Stopped by Newsel. Newsel's looked very good in goal. Very sharp. Made some very nice saves. That has Mariah Martin. The time she's been challenged. She made a beauty against Caroline David earlier here in the period. Here's a nice through ball to Valeri. Valeri. Not a lot on that one as it goes wide, and it will be a kick, and we'll have a sub for Tusculum. Looks like Garrison's going to be coming back into the lineup. She'll replace Cheyenne Upton, the Greenville native. We have 5 minutes remaining in the second half. 5 minutes remaining. Baumer's pass is intercepted. Here comes Brevard with some numbers. And that could be no, they're going to let it go as McMillan with some very physical play. Here comes Tusculum on the counter. A little too far for Anderson's pass, trying to find Garrison or Mill. Brevard intercepts it, and they have possession here on the near side. That ball is unable to stay in. And it will be a throw in for Tusculum. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Baumer back to Anderson. Anderson was looking to get it to Mill, but that Brevard defense just swallows up. And here comes Brevard on the quick counter. McCalla with the dispossess, and here comes Clark. So Alex Perry will throw it in. A little too short. Garrison. She battles for that and wins it, and here she comes with on the attack. High kick, and it will be out, and it will be a corner kick for Tusculum. So Kilgore will take her time getting to this one, with her team leading by 1 with less than 3 minutes remaining. Kilgore sends it in. Still headed around. There's the shot. Team save right there. Still loose. And they'll call a foul on Tusculum. But a beautiful team save. One of the back defenders for Brevard coming up with keeping this a 1-goal deficit. 2:15 remaining in the match. So Tusculum was just a whisker away from putting this one away, but here comes Brevard. But under 2 minutes remaining. 1:45 and counting. Clark with the throw in. McMillan. And that will be a foul against Tusculum. Really? 1:12 and counting. Time is still ticking away. The clock is still moving.
One minute remaining in the second half. 1 minute.
So Brevard's last gasp, but trying to find the equalizer. Here comes the long free kick. Goes all the way through. It's headed. Brevard battling, trying to find Pioneers. Kick it away. Clock is ticking. And it will be Tusculum ball. It'll be a throw in, and clock still ticking. 35 seconds and counting. 23 seconds and counting. Dangerous ball out to the top. Still free. The ball is still loose. Kicked away by the Pioneers. 10 seconds remaining.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And the Pioneers win 1-0 over Brevard.
The final score, Tusculum 1, Brevard.
So with the win, the Pioneers improved to
The Pioneers will be back
7-2-2 overall, 5-0-1 in league play. With the win, they go to 16 points and temporarily right now sit atop the conference standings. Catawba is trailing 1-0 at the half at Queens. If that score stays the same, Tusculum will be in first place in the South Atlantic Conference. With the loss, Brevard drops to 3-7 overall, 0-6-0 in league play. Amazingly, all of those games, with the exception of the 2-0 loss to Catawba, all been decided by one goal. So that wraps it up here from Pioneer Field, Tusculum winning 1-0. We'll be back here on the Pioneer Sports Network. On Friday night, we'll have South Atlantic Conference volleyball action from Pioneer Arena as the Pioneers will be taking on Coker College. Our next Tusculum College soccer match scheduled for home will be next Wednesday night, with the men will take on Brevard College. Kickoff of that match will be at 6 o'clock. Again, thank you for watching tonight's broadcast of Tusculum College women's soccer. I invite you to visit our website at TusculumPioneers.com or visit any of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, at TusculumPioneers.com. This is Dom Donnelly saying so long from Pioneer Field.